Hi guys, hope you're doing great. Today is the 26th of November 2021 and the time is about 11:40 a.m. So I wanted to come here and share a few updates about my health and weight loss journey with you guys. I mean, I've only started, it's only been about 2.5 weeks, but I do see some changes which I had not seen in months and months before this. So I thought maybe it's time to give you guys an update, and as I progress I'll keep on sharing more. Those of you who are new here, let me just give you a little bit background about myself. I'm a mom to two kids. My older one is almost 3 years old and the younger one is 15 months old. So I've had two pregnancies in 2 years, gained a lot of weight. I did not completely lose my weight after my first pregnancy. When my daughter was 11 months old, I got pregnant again, and then the weight kept on piling up more and more, and I gained a lot of weight overall in both my pregnancies. With breastfeeding and all of that, when you have a newborn and a toddler, you can imagine the situation. Lack of sleep, no rest practically, and constantly being active and not prioritizing my health, basically eating at random times, not focusing on nutrition, especially because we did not have any help here except my husband and I. Everything went on the back burner, my health and everything. And I was like, okay, my baby's still small, I'll get to it later when she's a little older. My baby, I stopped breastfeeding her at 12 months, and that's when I was like, she's not breastfeeding anymore. Both the kids sleep through the night. So I have no reasons, no excuses to give myself for not prioritizing my health and doing something about my weight. So that's when my husband actually pushed me, and he's like, you've been trying to work out at home on and off and you have lost some weight. And I did lose some weight naturally over the course of time. But after hitting that plateau, he said, it's time for you to go and get some help from a coach or someone who's an expert in this field who can guide you better. So I was like, yeah, that's right, that actually makes sense. And I've never in my life worked with a coach before, but I was like, you know what, let me try it out this time, because I have to do it. I have to try this before coming to a conclusion. I met with this lady. She's in the GTA area, which is where I live in Toronto. And I met with her, she evaluated me, she examined me, and it turns out I have a condition called diastasis recti, which most, if not all, pregnant women go through after having their babies. So it's basically an ab separation. So the abs that you have in your abdominal area, because of pregnancy, when your belly grows, the abs get pushed and pushed and pushed, and there is a separation in the abs. And even after you give birth, the separation still stays. So sometimes when you're doing like crunches or you're bending down, because of the separation, you see a little bit of coning or doming in your abdominal area. And I'm not able to exactly explain that very scientifically because I'm not an expert, but you can do your own research and find out more. But this is what the condition is like, and that is when you realize your core is so weak. So I have about a 3-finger gap in my abs, and she said that because of this, we'll have to customize an exercise plan for you and focus a lot on your nutrition and your diet. So I was like, okay, that's great, I'm all in, let's do this. So then we worked on a lot of breathing techniques. Like I said, it's only been about 2.5 weeks since we started, but I'm very religious when it comes to my workouts and my food and my health now. Also, my kids are in daycare full time, so I get time in the day for all these things, and this is my priority. So anyway, so we worked on a lot of breathing exercises, which I do every single day. Some exercises I have to avoid, like planks or sit-ups, because that applies a lot of pressure on the core, which is not good at this moment. But as and when I heal my diastasis, I can eventually start doing those also. I have seen a lot of changes in the last 2.5 weeks. Number one, my hair. Like first, when she talked about cutting down on calories, I was a bit scared and a little skeptical, to be honest, because I was like, I'm not that person who counts my calories, but like cutting down on calories seems a little scary and a little intimidating. So she's like, you don't have to do any major changes. As per my current weight and my current health and fitness situation, I had to limit my calories to about 1400 a day, which is not bad at all actually. So I was like, okay, that's doable. And when I started calculating and adding all the food that I eat, I realized that snacking a little bit here and there, having like 2-3 chips, or like grabbing a cookie from the jar just when I was bored, all that actually added up. Even though if visually it did not seem a lot, but when I added, it turned out I was eating way too much junk, even though it didn't really feel like it. So I cut down on my snacking completely. If I really feel the need, I'll have a few nuts and some dried fruit like dates or something. That's it. At the same time, I also want to mention that I don't completely restrict myself from eating sweets if I want to. For example, a few weeks back, it was Diwali. I made some besan laddus at home. We did get some other sweets from outside as well, and I ate it. I had like 1 or 2 pieces and I was okay. The whole point here is to have unpracticed portion control, which many of us sadly fail at, and that's when the weight eventually starts piling up, or the fat eventually starts building up. So one thing I did is portion control. Like, I still eat my carbs, I love my rice, I will still eat it, but I'll just limit the portion of my rice. That's the whole point I was trying to say. When it came to calories, I was like, cutting down on calories, I hope I don't have other issues like skin breakouts or hormonal imbalance or hair loss or anything. But it turns out it's totally the opposite. Like, initially I used to wash my hair about twice a week because it used to naturally get dirty and greasy after 3-4 days. But now I have been washing my hair just once a week because it does not get dirty or greasy, even though I'm working out, even though I'm running errands in and out of the house. My hair is strong and healthy. It does not, I don't put any dry shampoo or any products. I just normally wash my hair with shampoo and a conditioner, and it's healthy. I can see that my skin has improved. Of course, I've also started drinking a lot of water. That could be one of the reasons. Also, I experienced some inch loss. Like, when I lost the weight, I also lost inches around my waist and my stomach area. My clothes, which were tight before, have started fitting me better, and all these things are an indication that the diet that I'm following is not harming me in any way. In fact, this is what my diet should have been from the beginning, and if it were, probably I would not be in this situation today. But oh well, that's okay. What's done is done. And that's why I wanted to share this with you guys, because I know a lot of moms out there, especially new moms, or even if you're not a new mom, if your child is a little older and you feel like you've always neglected your health, and you have that fat or that weight that you want to lose to get fitter and healthier, then please, now is the time. Try to find some help with your child so you can devote at least 1 hour a day to yourself. Go see a coach, a nutritionist, a fitness expert, or a physiotherapist who can check for your diastasis and who can guide you along the way. One more thing I want to say is that I've not really added any fancy foods to my diet, because I love my Indian food. I love my Indian curries and sabzis and dals, and I prefer a vegetarian meal, even though I do eat chicken or fish once in a while, very rarely, but I prefer my vegetarian simple ghar ka khana, and that's what I have been eating. The only thing I have now consciously started doing is adding a little bit of protein in every meal, so either in the form of dals or soy chunks. I love soya pulav or soybean curry or paneer, Tofu, I love tofu, so I try to cook it the Indian way or the Asian way, or just even Mexican way. Like I made a tofu burrito the other day. So just adding a little bit of protein, practicing some portion control, and not mindlessly snacking, and drinking a lot of water. These are my basics that have helped me lose weight so far. Now I'll share more updates as I progress in this journey. But yeah, this was also one more thing, one more very important thing that has helped me, which I've been doing since a couple of months now, is intermittent fasting. Now please do not judge me when I say that, and please don't turn this video off, because I know there are a lot of myths around intermittent fasting. It's definitely not a fad. It's not a fad. Do some research and go back to our ancient history and see how people back in the day were, their lifestyle. They practiced intermittent fasting naturally as the way of life. That was their life. It was not called intermittent fasting, but that's the whole concept of it, that you basically had 3 square meals a day, and if you were hungry before dinner, your mom would usually say that, oh, it's just an hour left for dinner, it's okay, just go play and then I'll call you when dinner is ready. There was no concept of snacking. All the packaged, processed, unhealthy, sugary, fried snacks that we eat these days and think it's healthy, that concept didn't exist. And if you felt hungry a few hours after dinner, all your mom would say is that have a glass of milk and go to bed, or it's okay, wait till tomorrow morning and then you can have your breakfast. Or she would say that you should have eaten a little bit more during dinner time. But there was no concept of snacking post dinner, which people do a lot these days. And that's how naturally they were able to maintain their calories without even realizing they're doing it. This was just the way of life. People in a lot of cultures still today have their dinner by 6 or 7, and that's it. There's no concept, the kitchen is closed, there's no concept of eating later in the night. So my point is, try intermittent fasting. It's definitely not for everyone, and people say that it takes, the first couple of days are hard, then your body gets used to it. But honestly, for me, it was the first 10 days because I used to be a huge breakfast person, and not eating the first thing I wake up in the morning was hard for me. But it took a good 10 days, and now I absolutely love it. So I have my dinner by 7:30 at night, and I have my breakfast the next day by 10:30 in the morning, and I don't feel hungry. I've actually never felt healthier, stronger, better, lighter, and the benefits are endless. So do your research. Don't go by what I say or by what the other person says on YouTube. Use your resources and then see if this works for you or not, and try doing it before judging or giving up. And you don't have to call it intermittent. You don't have to do it for a particular number of hours. You're doing it, you're giving your system some break, some rest before you put anything else in your body for your body to work and the whole digestion process to start. Sometimes it's good to give your body a little bit of break. So that's all I have to say about intermittent fasting. I don't want to give too much gyan. Also, this video is getting super long, but I just thought that if there are so many people who are in the same situation, they might not openly talk about it, but I do know that people like that exist. And whether you're a mom or not a mom, if you just want to improve your health and your fitness, then definitely consider these points that I spoke about and get some help if you need to. There's no shame in doing that. I'm going to end this video, but I'll keep sharing my food, my fitness journey. I'll keep vlogging as much as I can. It's not just for you guys, but I also want to see what my journey was like maybe a few years down the road. So thank you so much for listening and watching. I'll see you very, very soon. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and like this video if you liked any of my tips and any of the things that I said today.